good morning, and welcome to the scene. This is Jake, as always. Glad to see y'all. Today is Monday, May 12th, 2025, and I'm glad to be here. Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Um, y'all really don't get enough appreciation for everything that you go through, and I really do hope that someone showed you that appreciation over this weekend, whether it be your kid, your significant other, or just someone that thinks highly of you, even if it was just to say thank you for being a great mother. Um, well, y'all may be wondering, why am I sitting in my room with this collared shirt on? Well, let's go ahead and get to that. All right, I ain't even gonna hold you. Kai Cenat announced over the last few days that he's gonna do a streamer university, and I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna put my name in the hat, cause why not? Life is too short, and I got nothing else better to do sometimes. So, you know, there's a likelihood that I won't get accepted, but there's a likelihood that I will get accepted. Um, and it'd be a cool weekend, I think. You know, get to meet with some people in the industry, get to shake some hands, get to see how those of us that have become the most successful at this, Kai Cenat, hopefully Drusky will be there, um, whoever else attends, just getting to meet those type of folks. And I think that'd be a great opportunity. So, one of the parts of said application process is to have a less than 45-second why should Streamer University take me. So here it goes. Streamer University should take me because I'm a professional. Over everything else, I am a professional. I strive to be a professional, and I think those are the type of people that he wants to attend Streamer University. Those that strive to deliver and give to an audience, um, whether it is of the streamer community or whether it's just on a day to day basis at a regular job. That's what I would bring to Streamer University. Um, so, Kai, if you get this, bring on a professional, bring on somebody that's gonna come, bringing their best foot forward, and is gonna take your Streamer University seriously, as I think you want it to be taken. Now, with that out of the way, some streamers have expressed doubts and some of the stuff that he wants to. Oh shoot, Bree, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Please tell me I'm not gonna have to record that over. Might have to take that one into the lab. I'm trying not to have my background noise bouncing in the back. Hold on. Well, that's embarrassing. How about now? I just don't want my background to be heard if I'm truthful. I'll have to go into the lab and edit that audio from earlier later because I pray to God that I don't have to redo that. Uh, but thanks, Bree, for telling me that you could barely hear me, giving me the chance to fix my audio. Okay. Um, some streamers don't. Good, good, good. Well, some streamers are looking at the course load for the Streamer University as, I don't want to say a waste of time, but not teaching them the nitty gritty. At least that's what he feels. We don't know what the full uh like some of the course load says sex education, business management, music production, film, and acting as courses. Um, and this one guy, XQC, I've never watched his stream. It sounds like he's big, apparently big enough for an article to be made. Uh, he says, do they need to change this low key to react, stalling, event hosting, fake drama, and clip farming? Which is apparently he's French Canadian. That's what he says that you got to know to make it in this game. I'm still learning. So who knows? He goes on to say stalling is the most important notable skill of live broadcasts. Most of the shit is useless. Most of the live content is superfluous content. You need to be able to stall hard. People have been meta advancing stalling for years. I kind of agree. Because it seems like every time I turn around, I'm having an audio issue, and I have to learn how to stall in order to get past it, or I'm having some type of issue. Um, but we'll see. I'm very interested in to see, what else goes into that course, because clearly Kai will be there. Uh, he'll probably have some of his friends there. Like, you can learn a lot just from being in a room with those type of folks. You know what I mean? So if that's your thing, I definitely suggest you at least putting your name in the ring. Now on to some other news. Hawk Tour Girl, y'all remember her? Hawk Tour Girl. Well, she got famous off of just a general comment that was given to her on a street interview, where she was like, you know what she said. Got a hawk to and spit on that thing. Just some boyfriend. I can't remember. Uh, the time frame in which it happened, I don't recall. But she gained a lot of instant fame, um, that she grew on, and she then started to make like a business for herself. And the woman started making some money. Well, apparently there was a controversy that I think I wasn't aware of just because I was deployed all last year. Something about a Hawkcoin. And as I've done that research, um, apparently she decided to take a break from the social life, from the public eye for a while because she was promoting said coin, with her name, pretty much. She claimed she had really nothing to do with it. Um, Thanks, Sil. Yeah, she claimed she had nothing really to do with it. But you got to be careful what to promote your name on, and which is something that she said. And apparently, she's thinking about stepping back into the public eye now. Well, I took a look at some of the comments, and they are not too crazy about it. Some people think she needs to just stay gone forever. I mean, you apparently the crypto went south like the moment it launched. It went up, and then the people who were pulling the strings, holding the coin, sold and cost all these other people that went and bought the coin, uh, money. I don't know how much money, but a lot of money. And which it brought me back to like, what made y'all bet some of y'all money on this person that got popular off of a street interview about blowjobs? Seriously. Like, I really want to know what some people are thinking when they bet on this meme, because that's really all Hawk Tuah Girl is a meme at the end of the day. And like, don't get me wrong, I've seen some stuff online with her, blah blah blah. She has a personality, which is cool. She has a good personality, and a good personality for podcasting, which she started up. But to bet your financial future with this woman, to tie it with this woman and her name, especially on something as volatile as crypto coins, is nuts. And they're suing. There's a lawsuit currently pending, of 17 people who felt victimized, who are suing the people that made the coin, as well as I think Haley Welch, which is the name of Hawk Tuah Girl, and suing her as well. And the SEC is already, they closed an investigation. Uh, I'm not going to say with no findings, but they closed an investigation with basically nothing else to it with Haley Welch, as far as Haley Welch is concerned. So she's cleared of the SEC, which is good because that's a big business that you do not want to mess with. But as far as like this lawsuit kind of thing, it's still not cleared. It's still pending. So I'm going to be looking into that over the next, few days, few times. Maybe I'll even tune in to Haley Welch's podcast. I'm all for someone just wanting to speak or getting a platform. But as far as people need to be smarter on what they bet their coins into, like accountability has to take a part in some of this at some point. It's not someone else's fault that you're derp enough to attach your money to a meme coin, and a meme person. She's a meme. She's a meme. A very good meme, but a meme. Like, what are y'all doing? Did we not learn anything from Dogecoin? Elon Musk literally went on Saturday Night Live, and he literally all he had to say. I sat there watching it because I had my money right there in Dogecoin with him. It was up to 75 cents. I'll never forget it. And I'm thinking he's about to say something to make it skyrocket, be worth the dollars. I had, I think, $100 worth of Dogecoin at that time. And he called it a hustle, and I watched the stock plummet right there on the spot. And immediately sold all my coin. I made more than I spent. I actually did pretty well on it because I bought it when it was at like less than a penny. So I did pretty decent. But at the same time, like watching in real time for something you have money in just plunge, it teaches you a lesson. And I have not invested in crypto coin ever since. Some of y'all need to learn that lesson. Y'all need to be better with y'all's finances because that's nuts. And y'all blaming her for y'all stupidity. Now, granted, that doesn't give anybody the right to scam you. But at the same time, you got to stop falling for everything. You really do. If you're falling for everything just like that, you need to... Somebody else need to hold your bank book because you don't belong. See? Dan gets it. I remember, shoot, me and you was right there together. Wait, look, it was probably waiting on him. I sat there watching Saturday Night Live that night. I said, oh my God. Oh, he did not just say that. And I woke my wife up. She was laying right there next to me. She was like, what's wrong? And I'm sitting there on my phone just scrambling. Look, just for those that aren't looking or just listening, I was sitting there on my phone scrambling, clicking my life away before they turned it off. Because even Robin Hood was like, oh no, click. Got to stop that. I got all mine out before they did. I ain't touched a cryptocurrency since. I was waiting for it to hit $1 damn man. Oh man, that dollar would have made me holler. I'm telling you, that dollar would have made me holler. It adds up. I mean, sometimes you just got to catch stuff at the right time. But attaching your money to a meme of all things and to a woman's name that's known for a blowjob joke on the street. Come on, people, do better. Do better with your money. Do better with your funds. I'm pretty sure there's more lucrative things you could have done with that money. You could have invested it in yourself. Or go invest in real stocks. There's plenty of real cheap ones right there on Robinhood. Go invest in some real stocks. Sometimes things will blow up. And stocks is a slow game. You shouldn't expect to get rich off it quickly. That's one thing I had to learn also. You need patience when dealing with stocks. And cryptocurrency is not it. It's too volatile. That shit is up and down and back, front and sideways. It's too volatile. But I'm off my soapbox with that. I wish Haley Welch the best. To any of her fans, if y'all sticking with her, hey, power to you. I believe everybody makes mistakes. Everybody, deserves a second chance. Some of y'all just need to choose your role models. There we go. Choose your role models better. Choose your role models better. And it's cool to follow a person, but just, take everything with a grain of salt if you don't actually know this person. All right. So, on to another story. I haven't seen The Last of Us. I haven't. I heard season 1 was pretty good. Um, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. I think I got those names right. I heard they did really well. Um, and things from I've seen things from some critics from time to time about the show, and then I've had friends talk about it. So I heard it was a really good show. It's nothing against it. I just don't have. I turn my HBO off, in between House of the Dragon seasons. It's the only thing I'm interested in watching on that platform. That's just the truth of it. But Bella Ramsey is like, y'all gotta stop attacking actors for just doing their job. So like, I came across this post today, where people are complaining on Bella Ramsey just because like she doesn't look like the video game character. Do you know how hard that is? To not only look like the character, but to be able to act the character at the same time. That's the reason why there really aren't that good at lookalikes. They just find somebody that could play the part, and then makeup fixes the rest. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's called acting. You got to be able to act the part. You can't just look it. You got to be able to walk the walk. And like, Bella catches a lot of slack just because she doesn't look like the girl from The Last of Us, and that's weird to me. That's weird to me. You people really need to stop watching TV and live action remakes, because I promise, with that kind of mindset, you're just going to be sorely disappointed every single time. Hell, I learned that a long time ago in Once Upon a Time. Who the hell was the Snow White was the main character Once Upon a Time, wasn't she? I think she was. Uh, yeah. So Snow White was the main character of Once Upon a Time, and she didn't look a damn thing like what I would imagine Snow White to look like, right? No, Snow White. No, Emma was a different character. Snow White was played by Jennifer Goodwin. Brie. Snow White had the short black hair. I only watched like a couple of seasons or two. This was back when watching TV was actually good. Um, and yeah, she didn't look anything like what I pictured a Snow White to look like, right? And but her acting was good. The script was good. The show was good. If you want to say the script sucks, that's one thing. But stop attacking the actors for just doing their job because they got cast in the role. They're not in charge of makeup. They're not in charge of their own wardrobe. Sometimes they have input, but most of the time they're not in charge of that. That's not their fault. Emma, I mean, Bella Ramsey is literally just doing her job, and I think she's a fantastic actress. I really do. I loved her in Game of Thrones. Lady Mormont forever. You know what I'm saying? That's my homegirl. Hey, I'm with her, and I was glad to see she got another role playing Bella Ramsey, and I was glad to to see the first reviews of the first season. But now, of course, um, y'all are doing too much, as per normal. Like, how many times are y'all gonna cause these actors and actresses literal fucking depression? You know what I'm saying? Like Joffrey, the actor that played Joffrey from Game of Thrones. I can't think of his name right now, but that guy quit acting because of all the hate that he was getting because he was that good of an actor. Y'all mad at that man for doing his literal job. Some of y'all, I thought I had a problem being within reality, when in fact I'm pretty well grounded because I don't go attacking actors for playing their role. Like, I'm not sitting here writing hate mail to the actor of Joffrey Baratheon. I'm not doing that. Why? Because he was an actor. I hated his character. I didn't hate him as a person. Him as a person, I'm cool with. Hey, brother, you did that. If you listening, if you ever see this, if you listening, just know you were Jake Andrew approved. I want you to be in more stuff. Uh, I want you to be in more. I want you to be evil some more. Cause oh my God, you had me ready to jump through that damn TV. You were so damn good at that job. You were good at your job, my guy. And y'all chased him off. Like why? Why do y'all run these people off for being good at their job? Or in Bella's case, for not looking like the actress. That's not her fault. It's not her fault. She's a good actress. That's why she got the role. So guess what? She has the role, not somebody else that looks like whoever the character is that she's portraying. Sorry, not her fault. Tell people to get their acting game up and they can get the role. Fair enough? Fair enough. Y'all probably ain't listening. They don't hear me. It's fine. I ain't even gonna let that continue to bother me. But I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. Give me some water. I will be right back with more of the scene. All right, I am back, and welcome back to the scene. For those of y'all that stuck around, I do greatly appreciate you. Any views, every view is always appreciated, and I hope you all are enjoying the show as I try to open up a bit more. You know what I mean? This has all been a learning curve and a learning process for me. As far as delivering my opinions in an open space, not necessarily a safe one. The internet is not a safe space. There are plenty of people willing to carve your neck in comment sections, and even though mine's not a big one yet, maybe one day it will be, and I have to be comfortable with that. I have to be comfortable with everyone not agreeing with me, and to that brings me to my next segment, in which I'm going to deliver an opinion. So I was scrolling Facebook today, and that's typically how a lot of my conversations start. Is me scrolling Facebook. After all, I am a content creator. I find content. I want to be a journalist. This is journalism. Um, I find content and I speak on it. Actually, I think that's more of an analyst, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm looking into Kai Cenat's streamer university, whatnot, and all that. And there's talk about it, everywhere, at least in the places that I follow, right? And one of the places came up with, um, apparently there's OnlyFans stars applying to the university, and not like YouTube comedians that are applying, uh, not YouTube comedians that just so happen to, have an OnlyFans platform just so they can have an extra place to put their YouTube, just to put their comedic shorts and stuff. But like actual OnlyFans sex workers. That's the rumor. That is what rumor has it. Okay, um, and if that's true, uh, not that it's anything to be ashamed of. Hey, make your money. I'm a fan of everybody making a bag. Go ahead and make your money however you see fit to make your money. But this is one of my personal icebergs, and that's to to give you a brief on what an iceberg is. It's going to be one of my future topics of discussion. But an iceberg is basically your belief shell, right? There's the top that's on the surface that everyone can see, and there is the beneath that are like your hidden core values, and I believe that there's a place for everything. And while, glimpsing at the course curriculum of Kaizen Streamer University, there are some skills out there, even for the OnlyFans, the OnlyFans content creators that would apply that, they'd be useful and beneficial to you. But you still have to know your audience because you don't know who else is going to be there. Like how many what's the kid to adult ratio looking like? What is who else is going to be there? Is somebody's mom going to attend with them? What else is going to happen? You know what I mean? And I just don't see that as the right place for that side of OnlyFans, for that side of the internet. Um, and it's I'm not telling you not to apply. It's not my place to tell you not to apply. It's your life. It's if he accepts you, then hey, I guess it is your side of the internet. I just don't see it as the proper place, depending on the audience. That's just me. That's just me, and that's just the way that I feel. Um, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that type of industry. That industry, you know, that industry has its fan base. Any grown man should be willing to accept that, if that is grown man or woman, because many different people, subscribe to that type of thing. That's them. That's you. That's hey. If that is you, that is you. Um, and I don't believe there's any shame in that, but there is definitely a time and a place, a side of content creating that belongs to. And hell, even Kai himself is one on record, going on about OnlyFans content creators in his own voice, and that's something you could look up. So I don't know. I don't know what the truth is on who he's accepting and what kind of applicants. Um, I just thought it was a very interesting find when I ran across it. I was like, huh, that would be an interesting dynamic because there actually are a lot of like kid streamers that are up, like that are making money off of this. I think some prominent Fortnite ones. I think some prominent. Uh, Fortnite is really the first one that comes to mind. Maybe some stream Roblox. I don't know. I don't really watch Twitch streamers like that. Um, but we'll we'll see how that goes. You know, further development depending on who's accepted. I'm hoping to get an inside glimpse about who's accepted. You know, talk about it and see what everyone is up to. Now, uh, let's get on to some other news. Listen, so I don't know. My government frustrates me. Um, Not everybody that watches this is going to be a United States citizen. Hopefully, you know, I definitely want an international audience. It would be an honor to have many people from different countries viewing this stream. But as far as I know, my international audience isn't that big. And but my government frustrates the hell out of me. It does. I don't get the current administration. I don't get their purpose in saying certain things. For instance, the this past weekend it came up that the administration was thinking about um, what is the word that I'm looking for? Uh, Getting rid of habeas corpses. And for those of y'all that don't know what habeas corpus is, let me go ahead and read you the textbook definition of what that is. A right requiring a person under arrest to be brought before a judge or into court, especially to secure the person's release unless lawful grounds are shown for their detention. So it is basically your right to due process, right? When you get arrested, you have the right to go before a judge. At least here in the States, you have the right to go before a judge. You then have said right to be looked at for bail. It can either be denied or it can be approved under a dollar amount, or they can just release you on your own recognizance, and you wait till your next court date. And I don't understand why this administration would say something about doing away with habeas corpus. Corpus. I keep pronouncing that wrong. Corpus. Habeas corpus. I don't get that. Like, and it's been February, March, April, May. It has been 4 months since this administration took office, and things just keep looking more and more sketchy. Like, there's all the ICE detentions and just the random places they're snatching them from. They're getting rid of they're slashing it doesn't even matter if you have a child born here in the U.S. anymore. They're coming to get you. Which I feel my way about immigration. Other people's feel theirs. That's fine. Immigration has really never bothered me. People are saying they're costing the government money, and I'm like, the government is costing itself money because of all the stupid spending that it does, and most of it ain't going to social programs, honey. Most of it ain't going to support these immigrants. It's not. And people, back when I was a kid, maybe even still now, raising about they're taking all the jobs, and I'm like, well, if an immigrant can take your job, you have a shitty one. That's just me. That's how I feel. But why? Habeas corpus is a constitutional right. It's something that our country was founded on, based on, built upon. Our justice system isn't perfect. It's going to be even less than perfect if habeas corpus is slashed. And I don't understand what this administration gets out of saying something like this. and people are turning a blind eye to it. I don't understand how supporters of this administration can even like not look at this with a funky eye. I don't get that. Like you're so we're just gonna ignore Nazi Germany because that's what we're approaching. The closer we get to having constitutional rights suspended for whatever plot that this administration has, and I'm pretty sure they referred to it under the um, just for the fact of immigration. Because people are complaining that these recent deportations they haven't had due process, and so to skirt around that to try to curb some of the complaints, slashing habeas corpses, but that's a dangerous slope. We don't get to pick and choose in the Constitution what we want to use for our benefit. And as far as I know, there hasn't been a sitting president, at least in my lifetime, that has tried to do so. And yet this administration keeps doing unprecedented things that I personally am finding a little terrifying some days. And I don't know. What am I going to wake up to one day? You know? Hell, when I was 10, I didn't think I'd wake up to the Twin Towers falling. Not necessarily wake up to it, but, walk into class and see the Twin Towers falling on TV. But there it was. And again, it's just another sign that we have to be careful for what it is that we vote for and what it is that we stand for as a voter. And this administration is truly showing that it was voted on. It was voted for from a place of anger and not from a place of sense. Like nothing lately that's going on makes any sense, I guess is my point. And it's scary. Okay. I'm off my soapbox as far as that's concerned. Talk about them gives me a migraine. Oh, let's see. Well, the hashtag rigged NBA is catching some slack just because the Dallas Mavericks have just landed the number one overall pick after being a play-in team. Which, for those of y'all that don't know sports, usually the number one overall pick goes to one of the worst teams in the league. Now, granted, that's football. Basketball has a different way of doing it. They have sort of a lottery system where they allow certain teams, to pull out of it's literally like a lottery ball kind of deal. And yeah, the Dallas Mavericks just so happen to get it. Now, why are people saying rigged over the Dallas Mavericks getting it when it is so-called a random system? Well, I'm glad that you asked. So the Dallas Mavericks just so happened to trade their superstar that took them to the NBA Finals last year, Luka Doncic, who is a Slovenian basketball player here in the States. And he went to the Los Angeles Lakers this past year. And they're still a playoff team. They ended up getting Lakers superstar Anthony Davis in return for the trade. And now they are landing the number one overall pick in this year's NBA draft. And I, for one, find that hilarious. There's clearly we know who they're going to take in this year's NBA draft, which will be that kid from Duke. Which, we got to see. We got to see how he plays out because he left a lot on the court. He didn't leave much on the court when he left Duke. I'm not sure if I'm saying that expression right. He didn't do very well in that game that they got eliminated from, at least not in my eyes. He didn't really show me that flash. But a lot of NBA drafts have been lackluster lately in my eyes, especially when Bronny James was the biggest talk last year and he wasn't even a first-round pick. So that happened, and I think it's hysterical. Actually, let's take a look at who else. What's the other draft order? NBA draft 2025. Order. Let's see who we got. Who we got? Who we got? So we got Dallas, San Antonio, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Utah. Wow, these aren't even the worst teams in the league. San Antonio sort of is. It's one of the bottom teams in the league. Uh, Philly is not. They didn't make the playoffs this year, but Philly is not. Um, Washington, New Orleans, Brooklyn, Toronto, and Houston as a swap from Phoenix in the top 10. That's what we have. And wow, there are a lot of swaps this year. Holy crap. Yeah, actually, Charlotte is a bottom team. So is Utah. I take that back. Yeah, honestly, Utah probably needed their number one draft pick more than anybody. They have been in the tubes for years lately. It's hilarious. Um, yeah, that's this year's NBA draft. Top 10: Dallas, San Antonio, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Utah, Washington, New Orleans, Brooklyn, Toronto, and Houston. Let's see what Twitter has to say about it. Boop. Let's see what these comments looking like. I'm sure these comments are going to be hilarious. Give me one moment. Let's see what we got here. For those that are listening, I'm just going to say it out to you. Uh, All Sports Are Rigged 2023 says sports are rigged and scripted. Vegas has corrupted sports. Sports betting is also rigged and scripted. Former diehard Giants fan. Bryson Wright says we all know the lottery is rigged, but this is on a different level. Did the NBA promise the first pick to get Luka to LA? Adam Silver today from Hater Central. Adam Silver today 100% prioritizes ratings. Rigged for Mavs, rigged for Spurs. 100% guaranteed flag for Luka. So the Lakers get the star player. The team that traded the star player gets the number one pick. I feel like I've seen this story before. NBA is hashtag rigged. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Does it sound like a rib jab? I mean, hey, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. I've heard it might be a duck. I'm not saying it is. I still enjoy watching the NBA, at least during playoff time. I don't really get much enjoyment out of the season myself, but um, people are not happy about this, about the draft lottery. Adam Silver made Nico Harrison trade Luka to LA to get the NBA ratings as they were tanking. And in exchange for that, they rigged the lottery so Dallas gets Cooper Flag. Nothing can convince me otherwise. Cooper Flag, that's the kid's name from Duke. Cooper Flag. Ratings were down, so the NBA gave Luka to the Lakers and then gave the number one pick in the NBA draft to Dallas as compensation. Disgusting corruption. And you can't even argue it. The odds are too low of all of this lining up the way it has. Completely rigged. Yeah, the good people on Twitter, some of y'all are not happy about this year's NBA draft. I will admit, it does look a little sketchy. It does not seem to be the perfect lining of the stars, so to speak. So, y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Leave a comment and let me know how y'all feel about the NBA draft order that has come up. But, listen, that's all I got for y'all tonight. And I hope y'all enjoyed being with me tonight. I appreciate y'all coming through as always. This is The Scene. I will be back on Wednesday. And I will let y'all know of any updates that I get. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you like my content. Share it with your friends. Share it to your people. Let my voice be heard. Thank y'all and have a good night.